Yo, what's going on, man? Today is May the 13th, 2024. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show, where we are live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. Excuse me, coming off a two-game day, and we got two games to go over for today. We're going to do just that. Going to get right into it for the two games for today. I kind of think I got some looks, man, especially in the later game. I think I got some looks, and I got something that I'm interested in playing in the earlier game as well. So we're gonna jump right into it, man. Coming off a 1-0 day. I'm sorry, 0-1 day. Yesterday, I really liked Minnesota to bounce back at home after Denver kind of throttled them in game 3. And Denver did the same thing yesterday as well. Man, I can't get this series right to save my life. If you have picked the road team in every single game, you are 4-0 on your bets against the spread, straight up, all that good stuff. Aaron Gordon looked like Michael Jordan. Jokic looked like his MVP self after struggling in the first two games. And Karl Anthony Towns is missing. Somebody find Karl Anthony Towns for me and tell him to show up because the playoffs have started and his team needs him, man. But, neither here nor there. I did like the under in the Pacers game, and I didn't play it. I did like the Pacers team total to go over. I told you guys if you watched the show yesterday, didn't play it, but it is what it is, man. I maybe should start playing a few more plays because it feels like whatever I do play doesn't win, and then the things I don't play end up winning. So it is what it is. We'll try to get it back here today. Let's go through the comments real quick before we get started. So and Welly says cashed on Denver at 250 odds today, bro. What a game. Curious to hear your thoughts on it. Appreciate your analysis on what happened. He says that Jamal Murray 3 before the half was the craziest shot I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I mean, it definitely, I think it was like 8 points scored in 20 seconds. And Minnesota ever had a chance. But I honestly didn't think that they had a chance. They just seemed like they couldn't get enough stops. And I was expecting Minnesota to win the game with their defense, not necessarily with their offense. So, yeah, I mean, if Denver's going to shoot the ball that way, nobody's going to beat them. They'll repeat as champions for sure. Chill says, y'all, bro, I'm a Lakers fan. There's no way I bet against Denver seeing what they did to my boys 10 games straight. I've been on Denver ever since. So you lost a little bit of money in games 1 and 2, but you got it right back. James says, top of the morning, most confident play, and over is 28.5 points. This series is about to get real interesting. Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen if I'm being honest with you. I think I've lost enough money to where I'm probably just going to sit these last 3 games out, depending on how long it takes. What else y'all say in the comments? Jay says Nuggets play Heat and Lakers for 3 straight series. They were due for the wake-up call. Celtics would get 1-2 in the finals. Yeah, I think the Celtics could. TC Bets reminded people to hit the like button here. What up, Peasy? Since top of the morning game, Wolves first half was the worst play I've taken this entire playoffs. Don't feel bad, Peasy. I took them for the full game. Santiago says Nuggets casher, stand up. What up, LJ? My guy. In here as always. Dano says Malone showed them boys that clip of the media outlet. I did see this, Dano, and I appreciate you sending me that article from Matt Brooks. I always keep up with Matt Brooks, who covers the Denver Nuggets, but I hadn't read the one that you had sent me yesterday. And honestly, I don't think it really mattered. I think if Karl Anthony Towns is going to shoot the ball that way, and Minnesota's not going to have anybody outside of Anthony Edwards show up, it's going to look like that every single game, man. I'm not going to be able to get through all the comments. SK likes, he says, Chris, Pacers team total over in Denver money line. Had a feeling Pacers wouldn't feel the pressure. They definitely did not, man. Them boys hit every shot that they threw up last night, it feels like. What up, Eric? Mark, appreciate you for being here as always. Let's get into the games for today, man. And t-shirt giveaway. I gotta go back and look. I'll go back and check real quick. I don't think anybody picked. I think everybody liked like as far as everybody, all the members who submitted things, I think everybody liked Denver yesterday. I don't think anybody picked them. And in the first game, I don't think I got a lot of submissions either. So I'll go back and pick. I went through them late, well, right before the show started, but I couldn't find anybody who picked the right side. So I'll double check. But same thing today. If you guys wanna enter the t-shirt giveaway, just pick the correct side, correct total. And winners, if you have already won, I have everybody's name in the spreadsheet. All you got to do is email me at ChrisBeCappinn 2Ps 2Ns with your shirt size, the address to send it to, and I'll get your shirt in the mail before the week ends. One guest per game, and then your first guest is your only guest. You just got to make your entry before the game tips off tonight. Let's go into the games that we have for today. So we got the Celtics. They will still be in Cleveland today. They're getting they're laying 8.5 points now. This total has come down. Game 3 was 211. This total is down to 206, and I see a 205 and a half. Looks like it's starting to pop up as well. Excuse me. It opened at 208.5, and the reason why is because Donovan Mitchell is on the injury report with a calf injury. He left game 3, I think, with a little over a minute left in the fourth quarter. You also got Jared Allen listed as questionable. Of course, Dean Wade came back in the last game, played limited minutes as well. That's humongous, right? If you go through and I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I know that, Donovan Mitchell's been playing out of his mind in this series. He's averaging 30 plus points. I know it's like one of those things where 35-5 or something like that. He's like one of the only few players that's been averaging that many through the first 3 games of a series or something like that. So that's huge for the Cleveland Cavaliers, first and foremost. And I went back and looked at it. So here, you guys will see game 1 and game 2 stats, which I showed you guys this graphic for game 3 as well. So Boston got back to what they typically do in game 3. Game 1, you can see that the Cavs shot just 26% from the 3-point line. Game 3, the Cavs shot just 33% from the 3-point line and 43% overall. You guys can see a graphic over here on the left-hand side. They shot 41% in game number 1. If you take away Donovan Mitchell, who shot 5 for 12 from the 3-point line in game number 3, the Cavs really struggled. They shot 29% from the 3-point line. They had an offensive rating of just a 107, and Boston finished with an offensive rating of 121.9. Boston did what I expected them to do. Come back. We cashed on them in the first half, minus the 4.5. Wasn't really sweaty. They won the full game, of course, as well. And I think they'll continue to rely on their strong defense here in Cleveland. And I think Cleveland will really, really struggle to score. Cleveland's not the greatest 3-point shooting team. If Jared Allen does come back, which he didn't play in the last game, but I guess he's getting closer and closer to coming back. That'll be less 3-point shots, in my opinion. And I definitely think he slows down the offense as well. Cleveland, even when they're playing fast, still hasn't been able to score the basketball. And one of the things that really stood out for me, let me say this. For Cleveland to have a chance, I think it's going to take a big effort from their bench. They don't have, Isaac Okoro is not a great scorer. Darius Garland he's an okay scorer, but he's out there being matched up with some of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. And outside of Donovan Mitchell, they haven't really had anything offensively that, has really stuck. Evan Mobley has been playing really, really well. He's been playing really, really well during stretches of the game, but not all the time. And I read something from one of the beat writers that said that Donovan Mitchell kind of not sit him down, but had a conversation with Evan Mobley after the game and told him he needed him to be super ultra aggressive. Apparently, he said it 10 times in a row. So maybe look towards Evan Mobley points props to go over, because he does have a matchup advantage if he's going to get Al Horford. If he can get into a rhythm, I can see him having a good game. But outside of that, I just don't see it, man. I think for Cleveland to have a chance, they'll need a big effort from their bench. Game 3 saw Karis LeVert and Dean Wade combined for 20 points. Dean Wade had 15, Karis LeVert had 5, or was it the opposite way? No, Dean Wade had 5, Karis LeVert had 15. And outside of that, nobody else scored. I mean, this isn't a team that's going to score a bunch of points. So then you look at Boston. They've covered about 55% of their spreads as road favorites this season. They're plus 11 in point differential and a perfect 3-0 straight up and against the spread in this postseason. In this season's postseason. They've also allowed just 88 points per game, and they failed to give up 93 points. They've held each one of their opponents under 93 points in their road games. They're 3-0 to the under because of their strong defense in the spot as well. So remember in Series 1, in the first round, they lost to Miami in Game 2. They went to Miami in Game 3, smoked them. They followed that effort up with a beatdown to the Miami Heat in Game 4 as well. And I don't see that really changing here. I updated the trend. I had a strong trend on Game 3. in favor of the Celtics. This is the series that I've actually been right on more. And then here's a new one. So road teams coming off a road win in game 4, laying 8 points or more, 15-2-1 against the spread. That's just not something I'm willing to bet against. It says that, most of as you guys can see, most of the time, if you win by a lot in game 3, you typically win by a lot in game 4, especially if you're laying such a big number. And then you can see the first half trends as well. We cashed on the first half in the last game, but Boston, I couldn't talk anybody off taking them in the first half again. You just need them to be up 2 possessions, which they typically are. Like, if the number's 4.5 still, I think it's 4.5 on most books, minus 115. You see the first half numbers. I did update these as well. They're now 62-27-1 against the spread, which is the best in the league. And in the first half on the road, specifically 33-11, best in the league as well. So I couldn't talk anybody off just running it back, man. They're cashing 75% of their tickets. I haven't played Boston in the first half. I'm interested to see what happens with Donovan Mitchell. But even if he plays, I kind of feel like he's the only person that's going to be able to score the basketball. What I did play, I sent out to the members this morning, was the Cleveland Cavaliers team total under 98.5. That's my top play for this game. The only thing that I played so far. I gave you guys the numbers already, but you just look at Boston on the road. Like I said, they allow 88 points per contest, and no team has scored. So Miami in game 3, Miami in game 4, Cleveland in game 3. Neither one of them teams have scored more than 93 points. So only would look towards the full game to go under. Only will look towards the Cleveland Cavaliers team total to go under 98.5 is the number that I gave out. Let's see what you guys think about this one. What up to my guy Jose? Appreciate you for being here, Jose. Let's see what y'all saying about this game. Frank likes Derek White over his 15.5 points. I would look at that as well. He's gonna Tatum just had a big game, so it's probably Derek White's turn to have a big game because Tatum don't typically string together 2 big games in a row. EJ likes Cavs plus the points. What's up, Tasha? Michael says Boston Celtics to win the series, Nuggets to win the series. Okay. Thomas says I had Indy team total over, gave it back with the Timberwolves. Bet OKC +1 and Boston minus 7.5 so far. Okay. SK said give him Tatum over his 2.5 threes, minus 115. Price is too good. He's overdue. Should have hit last game. They are trying to make it a little more difficult for him, but it's really just his ability to be able to knock it down. Tatum was super aggressive in that last game. And this comment, SK, makes me think of I've played one of my favorite Tatum props. Well, my favorite Tatum prop has been his rebounds and assists to go over. I know he had like 13 rebounds and like 6 assists, and that line is typically like 13.5, 14.5. I don't really like to take it when he's gone over in the last game. I typically like to take it when he went under in the last game. So I probably wouldn't look at it today, but I couldn't talk you off looking at Mr. Jason Tatum rebounds and assists to go over. But if you like his threes, then let me talk you off. EJ likes Dean Wade in this spot. Snag says, whatever Boston first half is, I'm taking it. At this point, you just ride with it. Just ride the wave or stay out of the water. If you're not going to be on, if you're playing Boston in any capacity right now. Jamie says Boston 112-98. Boston first half, full game. He likes it both. Mark says he played Boston first half again. Thomas says they have nobody besides Mitchell. Should be the same result with Boston by 10 at least. And I would agree with that. The trend agrees with that as well. Dano says finna tiptoe back on Celtics first half. Like it. DC says still like Mobley over his points and rebounds, and I couldn't talk you off. Douglas says he's gonna run back Celtics first half minus 5.5 at even money. You still be able to get 4.5. When I looked at it before the show started, there was some 4.5 still out there. Like I said, I didn't even play it. I played Cavs team total under 98.5. What I sent out to the members. Oh yeah, you can get a 4.5 for Boston on bet MGM. On Caesars, yeah, it's 4.5 everywhere. So you just want the even money, okay? Markel says, what's up, man? I like the Cavs money line. Ooh, spicy. Santiago says right back to Celtics first half again. Santiago also says love Cleveland under 2. Probably going to jump on that too. And Jamie says like Garland under his points, rebounds, and assists. Okay. Snag likes Mobley first quarter. This makes a ton of sense. First quarter over 3.5 points, especially if Jared Allen gets ruled out. No way I could talk you off of that. All right, let's get into the next game. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder. They will be in Dallas again, looking to trying to stop this 2-game losing streak. They are getting a point. 1 point road dog here, or Dallas Mavericks, you could say, laying a short number, really just needing them to win the game. Total at 213.5. This total has come down throughout the series. Remember, game 3, this total was like 218.5. Of course, game 3 goes under. And of course, the Dallas Mavericks squeak out a win as well. And the Thunder Buddies have not performed well, specifically in the last few games. So game 3 stats, depending on the screen size that you guys are looking at, you screenshot this if you need to. I just wanted to highlight a few areas. So I want to say this as well. Luka is on the injury report, as he always is, listed as questionable. I think everybody else is going to be able to give it a go on both sides. So this is a game that's really simple to me. I'm probably going to be, and I don't have like all the greatest analysis and all those great things, but I want to back OKC in this spot. That's the way I started the cap, and I felt a couple of different things that can give it legs to stand on here. First off, I want to back the more desperate team here, the team that I think is going to be focused throughout the game, that doesn't want to go down 3-1 on their way back to Oklahoma City. And a couple things I looked at. So first, let's go through what you guys see on the screen here. So field goal percentage, OKC actually won. They shot a better percentage, shot 47% to Dallas 42. That's the first thing that's highlighted up here. 3-point percentage, pretty much the same exact thing. 10 for 30 and 11 for 33. Both teams shot 33%. Free throw percentage, Dallas did miss 9 free throws versus OKC only missing 4. But look at the rebounding discrepancy, 41 to 48. So Dallas continues to struggle. Oklahoma City continues to struggle. We know that they got out-rebounded in game 2 and game 3, and they lost both of them. But specifically, this is where I kind of chucked the game up to. Offensive rebounds, 15 to 6. If OKC is going to get out-rebounded if they're going to be a -9 on the offensive glass, I do not think that they're really going to have a chance to win the game. So to address that, I went through and listened to the post-game interview. It sounds like Mark Daigneault is going to run Jalen Williams, not J-Dub, the one that starts, but the bigger Jalen Williams, the light-skinned one with the dread. Well, I guess they both got. Well, one of them got dreads, one of them got braids. But he's going to run the big Jalen Williams a tad bit more on the floor with Chet Holmgren, is what it sounds like. We're hearing. And then the last thing, points off turnovers. Oklahoma City is not going to be able to shoot themselves in the foot. You can't be a -8 on the road in points off turnovers, even though both teams had 14. We talked about Oklahoma City not really allowing a lot of points in transition, not really allowing a lot of points off turnovers. They've been one of the better teams in that department. So, and then points in the paint, of course, is staggering again. Plus 14 was the Dallas Mavericks. I just think that Oklahoma City is going to punch first. And that's the way I really, really like the game here. I also want to mention Oklahoma City also had a 10-point lead in the third quarter before they failed to put together some quality possessions. And, then they just Dallas just kind of turned their water off. The Oklahoma City, in my opinion, just got it. They just need to I don't even think they need to win it. I just think that they can't be a -9 in the offensive rebounding department. I think when you're down 2-1, you pay much more attention to detail. And I think they're going to show up here. I also think PJ Washington's due for some regression, man. Dude's had 2 back-to-back games where, he out there just out there flexing. So I think, listen to the post-game interview. They asked Shai Gilgeous-Alexander about that. And he said, we got to turn this water off if we're going to win this series. And I kind of agree with that. I do agree with that. You're going to have to pay a little bit more attention to him and Luka and Kyrie now, and not just Luka and Kyrie. So, you're not going to be able to just leave PJ Washington open. Clearly, he went into Oklahoma City, had 29-point game, followed it up by hitting 5 or 6 more threes as well. And I went through and kind of looked at it from from a quarter or a half perspective as well. And Oklahoma City is losing the first quarter so far through 3 games by about 2 points, 28-26. But then in the second quarter, Oklahoma City, I think, has won each second quarter. They are plus 3.7 in the second quarter. And I just think that with that desperation, that sense of urgency, I like Oklahoma City early in this spot. You can get Oklahoma City first half plus a half a point. I do think that they're winning at the end of the half. I have not locked this in yet, but that's my favorite play on the game here. And I don't know if I'm going to play them full game or if I just want to take Dallas team total under. That's what I'm kind of going back and forth with in my brain. But this trend here, teams down 1-2, who won game 1, but they've lost back-to-back games since the 2014 season. 7-3 straight up, 8-2 against the spread. This trend backs the Thunder here today. And I think Oklahoma City can win this game, but I also think if they win, it's going to continue to be on their defense. With their defense, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander also had a pretty nice quote about how they could be sharper on both sides of the ball. Even though when you look at it, they actually held the Dallas Mavericks under their team total. Dallas only scored 105 points. So if you bet you bet Dallas team total to go under, you cashed. And even though they didn't win the game, they lost and didn't cover the spread, but Dallas didn't score. And the team total today, Dallas team total is 107.5. Dallas is they've only scored 108 points in one game. That was in game 2, where they had an offensive explosion. So I kind of like Dallas team total to go under 107.5. And I like Oklahoma City first half plus a half a point. And then looking at this game from a prop side, I mentioned the offensive rebounding discrepancy. Just going back here for a second, it's 15-6. Mark Daigneault kind of mentioned post game that they were going to run Jalen Williams with Chet Holmgren at the 4 and 5 after they had some success in game number 1 and game number 2. So I like Jalen Williams in this spot, not Jalen Williams, Arkansas Jalen Williams. If you look for the line, you won't be able to see it. It won't be the same anyway. But I like Jalen Williams points, rebounds, and assists over here. The number is 9.5. You can get it at plus money right now. I just think he's going to play a few more minutes. In game 1, he played 17 minutes. He had 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. So he cleared this pretty easily. In game 2, he played 14 minutes. He had 8, 4, and 2. So he cleared this as well. He had 14 points, rebounds, and assists. And then in game 3, he only played 13 minutes. He went 0 for 2 from the field, had 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. So that was only good for 7 points, rebounds, and assists. But I'm going to put a little bit on Jalen Williams today, Jaylin, over his 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Just expecting them to play a little more minutes, expecting them to get a few more rebounds because they're going to need them. I think Mark Daigneault is coming to his senses now that, they can't, with Derek Lively and, PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford and Luka, like this is a really good rebounding team, the Dallas Mavericks are. And I think it's one of the flaws of the Thunder, and it feels like they're starting to admit it now. So I really like I said, 3 plays that I like in this game, and I'm probably going. I don't know how I'm gonna play it, like as far as units, but I'm probably gonna play all of them. Oklahoma City plus a half a point in the first half. Dallas team total under 107.5, and Jalen Williams over his 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists here in this game. Did I have another slide? I don't think I did. Oh. All right, so talking about the total really, really quickly, I do kind of think it's going to be an under game as well. What you guys see here is teams who won game 3. The game went under, and now it's a shorter line. Remember, Dallas was laying 2.5 in game number 3. They won that game, but now they only laying 1 point. That total was 218.5, and the totals come down. So this is literally just teams that won game 3. So it's game series. The series game equal 4, of course. Previous game went under, and the line is shorter since the 2014 season. You guys can see that they're 17-6 to the under in this game specifically. That's 73.9% of these games have gone under. You can see the long streak of unders as well that's happened in a row. I kind of like the game to go under. I know that the totals dropped a little too much for me to want to play it here, but I like the Dallas team total, isolating them specifically under 107.5 here. Let's see what you guys think about this one before we get up out of here. I know I talked a lot. Let's see if I can go back. Dano says Mobley props sharp. He likes that. And I agree. I know Snag pointed it out. But if you like Mobley, like him early. Sir Goat likes Oklahoma City on the money line. Alex says Oklahoma City on the money line. Celtics first half. DC Sean says Irvin points over and his threes over. Game too close to call for me. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I like the team total and staying away from the side. DC Sean, because I kind of agree with you. Markel says I'm on Mavs money line and Kyrie assists. Okay. John says hi from the Philippines. I'm on Boston first half and the Cavs under team total. Appreciate you being here for the Philippines, John. I know it's not 7:55 a.m. over there, but I appreciate you for being here. Mark says feels like a zigzag series. I thought it was, but Dallas ain't been zagging, no, Mark. They if Oklahoma City zigged in game 1, Dallas zagged in game 2 and 3. So you would think that, it'd be a zig here. Zoned Up likes the money line for the Mavs here. Likes the Mavs. Domo likes the Mavs as well. Kyrie masterclass, Lil Domo says. Elliot says PJ Washington over 25 points. Think that continues to go. Jose says, I like it. I'm taking Oklahoma City tonight, Chris. I like it as well, man. Snag says Oklahoma City and Shea Gilgeous and free throw Alexander Cook. I don't know if he shot that many in the last game, Snag. I had to go back and check it. Let's see. New guy here, Freshness AH says all over the over. Cavs will have to put up over 100 to have a chance. Who's scoring them, Freshness? Because I took the under. I took the Cavs team total under. I don't think it gets any better for him tonight, but that's just my opinion. What else should I say in the chat? Markel says he likes the Orioles, first 5, -1.5. Meet them at the bank, like the MLB plays. I know they leading their division. I haven't really been tuned in with MLB yet, though. I'll get there. Thunder or Mavs, here says, I like the Thunder today. I like the Thunder to tie the series up going back home. PZ says, I'm leaning under 213, but haven't pulled the trigger yet. Right there with you. It'd be more towards a Dallas team total under for myself, though. Let's see. John says it's 8 p.m. here, Chris. God, it was 8 o'clock in the Philippines. Oh, it must be ahead of us. Way ahead of us. 12 hours ahead. SK likes Kyrie over his points. He says they're low. Kyrie points was low at 16.5 live about 1/4 way through the third quarter, keeping an eye on it. Yeah, Kyrie has played this role of get everybody else involved. He's really turned into a great vet. Get everybody else involved, and then I'll score when I need to in the fourth quarter, especially with Luka being compromised. Jamie says OKC 103, Dallas 106, 103, SGA PRA over 44.5. He talked about executing late post game, so let's see if he can get to it tonight. Cannot talk you off. Dano says, I ain't decided on the side. I might catch that feeling late like I did yesterday with the Denver game. And John says, do you think whoever wins the game tonight will win the series? No, I do not. I think this series is going to be dependent upon Luka's health. I think that's the biggest factor. And if Oklahoma City going to be able to get on that, like they're going to have to, you can't continue to get out rebounded by the Mavs, not in the discrepancy. The Mavs can't be a +9 in my opinion. Because even with that, I mean, this tells you how good their defense was. Oklahoma City only gave up, 105 points? And that was getting, out rebounded by 9 on the offensive glass. And I just don't think that Oklahoma City is going to be able to win the game like that. So I think both teams will continue to make adjustments for sure. I like the Thunder to win the series, but Dallas looks really, really good. I just think that it'll be tied up tonight. LDS likes Dallas on the money line. Domo says, appreciate your work. He says it's better than coffee. And then Elliot says, how about Derek White over 20 points? Your thoughts? I don't know if he scores 20, Ellie, but I would take his points prop over. I would look at his 3-point prop to go over too. Cleveland's not the greatest 3-point defense. So yeah, that's what I would say about that game. I think he's going to continue to get the open looks, and I think he'll shoot the ball better tonight. All right, so let's get out of here. We've been on here for a little over 30 minutes. Top play for me, what I sent out and what I played already is the Cleveland team total under 98.5. I probably am going to play the last three though. You see the short list. I'll figure out how I'm going to, divide it up. It probably won't be all full 1-unit plays, but I like Oklahoma City early. I think that if they have a chance, it will be early in the game. They have to come out with a sense of desperation. So kind of like the Denver Nuggets did. You do not want to go back home 3-1. And it could be a little bit of complacency for the Dallas Mavericks winning 2 games in a row as well. I just think Oklahoma City early is the better look. And also, I forgot to mention this. I'll finish this real quick and I'll talk about it. Dallas team total under 107.5 correlates with the urgency that I think Oklahoma City is going to play with here. And if Jalen Williams is out there able to neutralize the offensive rebounding for the Dallas Mavericks, I do think the Dallas team total will go under again. Remember, they haven't scored 108 points, but one time in this series so far, Dallas has been winning with their defense as well. And then, like I said, Mark Daigneault talked about Jalen Williams playing a few more minutes because they've been getting out-rebounded so poorly. So I like him to go over his 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's 2 for 1. He's 2-1 to the over so far in this series, just going under in his last game. But that was the fewest minutes that he played at 13. I think he sees an uptick in increase in minutes, and I will be on Jalen Williams over his 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Last thing I want to mention before I get out of here. Second half scoring. I don't know if people have been paying attention to this or not. Just something to go back. You can check it out if you want to. These first quarter and first halves have been where the points have been scored. Specifically, the second quarter has been the highest scoring quarter in this series. 32.7 Oklahoma City to 29 for the Dallas Mavericks. The fourth quarter scoring has been really, really difficult to come by in this series. I'm talking about slow pace. I'm talking about missed shots. I'm talking about no transition buckets, lack of free throws being called. So game one was 42 points between both teams. Game 2 was 41 points between both teams. Game 3 was 46 points between both teams. 42, 41, 46. You can just blindly bet the fourth quarter total at under 52 right now at a -115 on Bet365. I think that's worth the sprinkle just before the game even starts. Especially if you think it's going to be super desperation spot here. I'm looking at the Thunder scoring specifically, and this is what makes it difficult for me to play them full game. The Thunder are averaging 19.7 points in the fourth quarter. This was one of the better offenses in the entire NBA. They're averaging 19.7 points through three fourth quarters so far against the Dallas Mavericks. 19.7, and Dallas is only averaging 24. So, 43 points are being averaged, 43.7, and you can get an under 52 right now. I'm just throwing that out there for you guys. Just throwing it out there, for anybody that's interested in, playing that early. Go back through the comments one more time real quick. Saw a couple more come in. PZ also been paying attention to that. Says fourth quarter has been ridiculously low. Mark says, thank Chris. We'll hit the like button. Appreciate that, Mark. Have a great day, Mark. Appreciate you for always being here with the positive vibes. Bitsy says fourth quarters have been been cashing. And what up, Devin? Appreciate you for being here as well. My guy LJ from H-Town says he likes Jalen Williams. The other Jalen Williams, 18 points. The one that's a starter, 18 points, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 6 rebounds, plus Chet Holmgren to get 2 blocks in the same game parlay. Says, let's cash it. Last comment real quick before I get out of here. John says, do you think PJ Washington under 15.5 points is a good look? SGA said they're going to cut his water off. Yeah, I would only be looking towards PJ Washington to go under today. No way I'm taking him to go over 3 games in a row. I think PJ Washington's great. I love PJ Washington's game. I think he's amazing, but I just think that it's going to be some defense adjustments. Somebody else is going to have to beat him. You got to make somebody else beat you. Yeah, can't continue to be PJ Washington though. Not if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder and you want to, get the series back. You got to slow down PJ Washington. You got to rebound the ball, specifically on the offensive glass, a lot better. You can't give up that many offensive rebounds. I think that's the path for success. for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So yeah, Cavs team total, I played it already. Oklahoma City first half, I will be on that as well. Just haven't played it yet, which is why it's in red. Dallas team total under 107.5 and Jalen Williams over his 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists are my favorite plays for today. As always, resources that I use to handicap the games are here. Always got a shout out to the sponsor OddsJam for, just being the best sports betting software in the world, in my opinion. Definitely check them out. We got WNBA starting tomorrow. Super excited about that. We got WNBA. I think it's 2 games tomorrow. And then we got the Aces and the Storm tomorrow. The Aces and the Suns tomorrow. Aces in who Aces play? They play the Mercury tomorrow. My fault. Aces and the Mercury tomorrow. Super excited to get into WNBA. But yeah, you can use these resources to handicap those games as well. All of them except Cleaning the Glass. They don't have WNBA. And of course, it'd be WNBA advanced stats as well. But shout out to OddsJam. If you guys are interested in checking them out, there's a 25% discount code off your first month. It's code CBC. It's in the description as always. And that's the show for today, man. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Everybody for being part of the show. Everybody that's, in the comment section kind of helping me handicap the games and, providing different angles that they like as well. If you found the show helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up on your way out, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Official plays for me are always linked in the description if you guys are interested. Best of luck today, bet responsibly, and I will catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out. Have a great, great Monday.